In this lesson, we're going to create a bracelet type of geometry using nodes, so really simple passages, nothing too complex. And in the previous lesson, we saw how we can use kind of an array node to multiply our objects. Then this is not the only way you can do this. There are many different ways, but we went for this just to make some examples. And we also saw that some of these operation can be done with the usual array modifier or usual modifiers that we find in Blender. So we are kind of comparing the way we do things normally in Blender with the classic modeling and using the nodes. So one thing I want to talk about right now at the beginning of this video on the previous lesson is that we saw how we can copy and paste nodes into like other objects. So let me just delete the modifier here on these objects. Okay, so we saw how we can copy all the nodes, all the modifiers from one entity to another. But what if we want to copy only one? Well, I'm going to show you this quickly just to finish this from the previous lesson. So first of all, remember the active object needs to be the object where you're copying from, and the other objects should be not the target objects. So when you select, a good way to do it is to select the source object by last. So it needs to be the last object you will select. So I'm going to start with this head. So these are multiple elements, entities right here. So I'm going to go with the first one and then the second, third, and finally the last one is going to be the active object where I'm going to copy the modifiers from. And then we saw that we can do Control L as a shortcut to go to the link transfer data, but you can also access from here. So if you're not a fan of shortcut keys, you can go to object and then you can do here link transfer data, and then you have the down here copy modifiers. So this will copy all the modifiers that are in the active object to the other selected objects, to the other targets. So let me just go back, Control Z. And another way we can do this is, again, go from the target objects, select them. Let's just select these two, and then finally the source object. And then if we want to copy not all the modifier, but one of the modifier, we can go to the arrow related to that modifier. So if I want to copy this only node modifier, I can go here, click on this little arrow, and then select copy to selected. And this will copy only that modifier, only to the objects that I have selected. And again, it's important to understand this because once we get going with the nodes, we know that we can copy and paste them all around, transfer them into other objects, etc., etc. Now, another thing I want to point out is the inspection panel or inspection box. So when you want to know what's happening somewhere, you can roll over determine voice here to determine attribute, and it's going to tell you what's happening here. So you can see that we have geometry here, that it's composed by a number of meshes and vertices and edges and faces. So we have 36 faces, and here we have again other information, and here we have other information, and here other information, etc., etc. So you can roll over to inspect what's happening in that part of the node and understand better. So let me create now a new general scene, and let's go to geometry nodes. And right now I don't want to work directly with the 3D object, but I want to start with a curve. So I'm gonna select this and delete it, and now everything is empty. So we know that in Blender we have different entities, different, let's say they are also called like domains or area or type of objects. So you have meshes, and then you have curves, and then you have others. Now curves, let's create here a really simple curve. Let's create circle. So we're gonna create kind of a bracelet shape, okay? And when you create something in Blender, at first you get this little menu, which is compact. So if you expand it, you can access some parameters, some like here, for example, the radius. So this is the only, let's call it, procedural part in the process, in the standard workflow. So here I can decide the radius. Once the radius is decided, and also I can change the location, I can change the rotation, okay? So once these parameters are set, and I do something else, let's say I click simply outside here, selecting other stuff. Now, if I come back to this object, that panel is gone. So this is something, in classic Blender, standard Blender. And this is not procedural. This is not parametric because I cannot go back to that parameter. And this is where the nodes come handy. So they help you retrieve, for example, that radius, or if you create any other object, you can access always the parameters. So the operation is reversible. This is non-reversible. I cannot go back unless I just delete this or just go Control Z, and that's gonna go back, and then I need to delete this again, and then add the circle again, and then adjust the radius. And again, once I click outside, it's gone. Now the only thing I can retrieve can be found here in the object. So I can get, for example, the scale. So it's kind of deforming. I can rotate, I can locate it, I can transform, I can like move it around. And also from here, if I expand the sidebar and turn this on, so sidebar, I can press S to scale. I have some shortcut keys, but I cannot access the radius itself. That's not going to be found in here. So you have dimension, scale, rotation, location, and that's it. You don't have radius. So this is something when you work with nodes, you're going to have all the parameters that you're going to put, so it's going to be better. Let me just show you what's the difference. So I'm going to create a new node. So I have now an input and an output. And let's say I want to transform this into a 3D object. So it's going to be a bracelet. So how can I do that? Well, there is a specific node. So in this case, I would go here to add and search for in the curve, because I'm working with a curve. If I was working with a mesh, I would go here to mesh. So I'm going to go to the curve. And am I going to read something? Am I going to get some information or create something? Well, I'm going to create something. So probably I will be here in the right or in some other operations. So for example, you have the first one here on the top is called curve to mesh. And this is to transform a curve into a mesh. So I'm going to click and I'm going to place it exactly here in the middle where the wire is. So everything is going to be automatically connected and wired. I don't need to do the connection myself. And then I have here a scale and then fill caps, and that's it. But nothing is happening here. We have the same circle again. We have a scale, so but if I change this, it doesn't affect everything. Why? Maybe there is a missing information. So be careful, because if an information is missing, sort of input or data is missing, that operation will not work. So just roll over here, as we said with the inspection, is telling me that we have a mesh, but we have 48 vertices, 48 edges, but 0 faces. Now, if we have 0 faces, our mesh is basically invisible. So there is something wrong somewhere. So we have a curve, and it's composed of 4 points, 1 spline. And then we have a profile curve. Well, better yet, we don't have a profile curve. So that's the missing geometry right there. There's an empty part that needs to be assigned. So again, I can go to add, or I can go Shift A as we did before. And I'm going to look for in the curve again, or I can search. But let's go directly here, curve, and then at the just below here we have primitives. So these are primitive curves that you can create with the nodes. For example, I can create an arc. So the arc can be created directly with Blender. So I can do add, curve, and well, I don't have the arc right now. I need to activate it. but I can, take a circle again, and then I can go right click and um, let me just, okay, we need to find the cyclic. So it's not visible here. We need to go to object mode, edit mode. Okay, and then here, if I right click, I have toggle cyclic or Alt C. So you can see now it's open. It's not an arc, it's something different, but it's an open geometry. And again, I cannot change this like with the parameters. I can only like manipulate it in edit mode, taking the edges, etc., etc. So this is just to show you again the differences. So instead here I have the arc and I can manipulate it with the parameters. So let's take this node inside the profile curve, and then we have the geometry. So now we are like sweeping an arc along this circle. We are extruding this arc profile along this circle. You can invert, so you can see the arc right there. And we can also decrease the resolution. This will increase the number of faces. We have a radius, but this is the radius of the arc, not of the initial circle. So I can always manipulate it. I can always go back and forward. This is non-destructive. I can also change the start angle, the end angle. I can sweep all around here. You see? So, that's the beauty of nodes, again, is that you can always reverse and change your mind and work with the parameters rather than manipulating the object directly. So, sometimes it's less intuitive, but more powerful when you need to change. And then we can also do connect at center. So I can basically close the shape. So I have a solid and not like a poly surface. I can also invert again. And you can create a lot of strange shapes if you want. Just playing with the various parameters. Okay, so we have this kind of a bracelet shape, but again, you can do your own. So now if we go to the mesh, we can see we have a kind of 1000 faces. So we do have now a geometry output. And I can also change the scale, and this will affect, you can see the parameters again. Now, if you have an open curve here in the curve to mesh, we can also fill the caps. So let me just like unlink this. So we need another input geometry here. So let's go to add curve primitives, and let's put like circle like this. So if I put this here, now I can change the radius as many times as I want. I have it right here. So that's the power again of nodes rather than using standard Blender transforms or creation. Now another thing we can do is, for example, here we have move, rotate, and scale, and also here we have in the sidebar we have transform, rotation, etc., etc. Now we can also insert them inside our nodes. So we can go to Shift A, and when you have something in Blender, usually you can find it with the same name, but that's the first thing I would do is, those are called transforms. So what I would do is search for transform nodes in the node editor, and there you go, you have transform geometry. So if you click, you can see you have a similar panel now inside your node workflow. So again, I can move, I can rotate, I can scale and deform it, etc., etc. So when you're doing something usually in Blender with the standard method, you can always look for here in the also in the nodes. Now here in the arc, let me I want to deactivate the connect center, and so you can see the open profile right there. So if we use cyclic also here, let me change the shape a little bit. Okay, so there you go. And we also have here invert arc. Anytime you can invert the arc. Okay, so let's make it like this. Now, what I want to do is use cyclic here. So again, I'm going to go Shift A and I'm going to search for what I'm looking for. So if I type cyclic, there you go. You can see you have read and then write. So in this case, we don't want to get information. We want to do something. So I'm going to go with write. And also here you have curve primitives, curve cycle, and mesh circle. So I'm gonna go here to set spline cyclic, and I'm gonna put it in here. So now we can turn the cyclic on, and that's gonna close. You can see that curve exactly right there. And I can also invert the arc, and it's gonna close it right here. So it's kind of a closing feature in a way. And there it is. This is a really simple bracelet geometry type, just to make an example on how we can use some really basic nodes here in Blender. Now, before we move on, I want to show you that in the official blender.org website, you have a page called download. So in there you find things that can be handy. So if I click here, download, and then up here you have demo files. Okay, and we have like files for many different topics in Blender. So if I go to geometry node, I've downloaded this one here, but also you can see others like this, and some they look pretty easy, but when you open it, they're going to be really complex. So this gives you a measure of how simple yet also how complex could be working with nodes, and you can download this and try them out, and we're going to see some of these like during the course. So for example, I'm gonna go for this, and you click, it's gonna download it. You can support Blender anytime with a donation. So it's gonna download it, it's gonna save it in your computer. You just need to locate it and unzip it or extract it by right-clicking usually, and then extract the folder. And then you'll find here a Blender file. So all you need to do is just double click to open the Blender file and just check the template. So you can see this called bounding box to pipes. So well, this is not too complex. So we can start to see something here. Again, we have try to analyze. So we have output right here, and then we have an input right here, and we have as inputs we have a geometry, radius, resolution, fill caps, and so here let me just try to make some try to put them in a way that you can read more easily. So here we have also a selection of edges and also a description here on how like to use it, and kind of an explanation if you want to do something similar. So we have here a curve circle, which that we have resolution and radius here, and then we have curve to mesh. So this is the conversion of curve to mesh, like the one we've done. We have a join node to join things together, and then we have a set selection and a switch. There you go. And also mesh to curve, because we are taking some edges from an initial objects and we are converting them to curves, and then we are taking those curves and converting back into mesh. So it's not so complex yet, not so easy, but what we're going to do also in the following lesson is try to understand more and more about nodes from a beginner point of view. So we're going to go with simple things and then try to increase the level of difficulty, try to go through a lot of stuff that we can do with the nodes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to stay updated for more. Join the channel if you want to support us and if you want to preview the videos. And also check the other courses. Like similar software is Grasshopper and Rhino. And also you will find other courses in Blender in the channel. So thanks, and see you in the next lesson.